I want to bring in now Carol Shapiro. She's a former parole board commissioner who knows really all of the ins and outs of these hearings. And I'm glad we have you tonight, Carol, because it was a little confusing today. I mean, this started at 8:30 this morning. We thought it'd be 5 hours. It went all day long, just wrapped up right before the show started. What's your reaction? Is this what you expected?
Absolutely. I think Anna Ray really pointed to all the issues. We are very risk averse. Parole, the purpose of parole is to look at the person who they are today and not the worst time they've ever had in their life. And I think that the disciplinary record, as was just discussed, is very normal, particularly with younger people entering a system that is really quite different from what they're used to. I'm saddened, of course, by this response. Having been on the parole board and been on decision-making side, I really think we have to stop thinking about parole being a gateway to perpetual punishment. Who are Lyle, who are Erik today, not who they were even 10 years ago. And I think it's a travesty of our justice system. Judges give a sentence for a reason, and the parole board theoretically to look at who this person is today. And as Anna Ray said, the index crime or the crimes they were convicted of will never change. There's nothing they can do. I have a hard time believing they are at risk to the public ever. The research and data is very clear, particularly around homicides and particularly familial homicide, which was clouded by potential domestic abuse. And the blur between victimization and committing crimes is something that we really don't consider very much in our lives. But in this case, it's so obvious. The family and the victims are interested in having the brothers come home. And honestly, the risk is so minimal if you look at any of the research. And I'm not surprised. I mean, these are become political decisions. When I was on the parole board, the district attorneys, governors, mayors, many people, Police Benevolent Association, always attacked when we released somebody who had committed a heinous offense, particularly one that was in the news.
So, Carol, what do you think is going to happen in 3 years? I mean, Anna Ray sounded so positive about it, almost like it was a guarantee, but it doesn't really seem like that's necessarily the case, is it?
Well, generally, when they reduce the amount of time for the next one, New York State had a very different system. You could give up to 6 months. You could give any amount of time. People who got the lowest amount of time, it was an indication that they are likely going home. So I hope to believe that, and I see no reason that the Menendez brothers wouldn't continue to be the great examples that they've been and continue with the programs that they've started and support people in the prison. I think it's going to get harder and harder to justify keeping them in prison. It's just not the purpose of parole. That's not what the board should be doing.
Well, Carol Shapiro, we appreciate your reaction to this. Thank you so much for coming on with us.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.